So the golf course that you see behind me is Finca Cortesin here in Spain. It is ranked in the top 5 courses in Spain. I've been here for a few days doing some filming, but I'm going to play a couple of holes on this front 9, starting with this one, which is the first. So this first hole is a little bit of a dogleg left to right, and it's some 440 yards. It's actually playing a little bit into the breeze today. So I'm going to hit driver, and I'm going to try and hit this a little left to right, which is not my normal ball flight, but the hole kind of calls for it. So for me to fade it, I've teed it a little bit lower. That really helps me. I feel like I can get a little bit more on top of it. It helps me hit what I call my kind of squeeze fade. I'm going to aim myself way up the left and see if I can just move it to the right off those bunkers. And that should be about perfect. It's coming down, looks like in the middle of the fairway, a little higher than I wanted, so it might have cost me a few yards, but that should leave me a decent shot into the green. So really happy with that tee shot. I don't think I could have placed that any better. I've got 160 left to the middle, which normally would be, for me, a pretty hard 9-iron, or maybe a little 8. But today, with the wind, it's really quite strong. So I'm just going to hit a little kind of knockdown 7, trying to flight it pretty low. And I think this is going to play pretty long up this hill. So a little narrower stance, ball back, try and drive it a little lower into that green. And it's not bad if it's the right distance. So it looks like it's about 15 feet left, so I'd be pretty happy with that. Nice low ball flight, give myself a chance for a birdie. So very happy with that shot. It's landed here. Stopped pretty quickly and left myself, kind of, what is this, maybe only 10 feet, so a little closer than I first thought. Looks like everything kind of goes down towards the front of the green, so I don't think there's a lot in this, but I'm going to put it just on the left edge. And these greens are pretty quick. This course, in actual fact, is the first course in Spain to ever have Bermuda greens. So they went from bent grass to Bermuda a few years back, and I can tell you they are pretty impressive. Okay, and that actually broke, as you can see, a lot more than I thought. I had the read right, but it just broke a lot more than I thought. But that's a pretty solid par, and I'll take that on the first. Now, this second hole is tricky. It's in the same direction as the first, so it is into the wind, and it's a really awkward distance for me. It's 220 yards, which normally will be a 4-iron, but obviously with that wind, it's going to play a lot longer. Now, I don't carry a 3-iron. I go to my 2 gapper, which I feel like it's going to be too much on this one. So I'm going to try and hit my 4. I'm going to hit it pretty hard and pretty low to try and get as much out of it as I can. But this is a tricky one because this doesn't really kind of fit with my bag. I'm going to try and play a little right to left shot because there is a little bit of room front right. If I finish this front right of the green, I would not be unhappy. But if I can play a hard low draw, I might be able to get close-ish to that front edge. That's the line I wanted. I think that's going to be a little short. Ooh. It's actually carried pin high into that bunker. So I probably could have been a little bit more aggressive there. I was actually trying to get it kind of front right, but distance-wise was actually pretty good. So I'm left with a tricky bunker shot. Hopefully I can get up and down. Yeah, so it was pretty much perfectly pin high, but obviously a little bit right. Now this is a tough one. I've almost got to try and land this short of the green, but obviously run the risk then of kind of leaving it in the bunker. So this is one where you almost have to make a decision, because if I'm a little bit more confident land it on the green, there's a good chance it's going to roll, 10, 15 feet past. If I really need to get up and down, I've got to try and land it short of the green, and that's a riskier shot. So, there's options here. You just have to choose which one you're going to go with and commit to it. There's no point standing here and kind of doing half of one and half of the other. You're almost trying to be aggressive and then decelerate, try and get it close. You have to decide what you're going to hit. So I'm going to try and land this in the fringe, if I can, and let it just trickle down. and I'd be pretty happy with that. That was really quick down that slope. It's still going. Okay, about 8 feet for par, but that was a tough one, so I wouldn't be unhappy with that. So I've left myself this one. It's good 6-7 feet, but it is uphill right to left, so these are generally the kind that we as golfers tend to prefer. Oh, that was a good up and down. That was a tricky one. Give me 100 goes that, and I'm not sure I'd get it more than 50%, but take that. It's 2 pars to start. Now this third hole is a par 5, and I'm not sure if you can see from the camera, there's a huge lake just in front of the green, but what a great looking hole this is. Now, even though it's a par 5, I'm going to try and take it at the bunkers up on the right, and there's a chance, it's a little bit down breeze, there's a chance I can reach that with driver. So I'm actually going to take 3 wood, which means I can go at those bunkers fairly confident that I'm not going to hit them in it, and I can just commit to this. So my line is kind of the left-hand edge of the bunker. If it turns a little bit off that, which is my normal shape, then that's absolutely fine. So this is 3 wood. That's turning a little further left than I wanted, but I should be okay because I don't think I can reach that water, so I should be fine there. Okay, so my ball has found the fairway. I was really trying to hit it more up the right-hand side there towards those bunkers, but the right club and the right shot meant that I was able to hit a non-perfect shot and still get away with it. I'm not sure if the camera picks up another 20 yards and it starts to bank down into that water, so just confirms to me that drive wasn't really the play here. If the wind was in a different direction, driver might have been an option, but really with that wind being down, 3 wood for me was the play. So I've got 220 yards. And I'm going to hit 6 iron. Again, that's based on the kind of wind being pretty strong. Because it's a par 5 over water, where that flag is doesn't really interest me. I'm just going to try and get my ball into the middle of the green if I can. So I'm going to try and hit this a little higher. I'm going to try and cut it a little bit, just because I really want to be, I'm conscious that I'm going to struggle to stop the ball on the green being downwind going in with a mid to long iron. I've hit that pretty well. It is into the middle of the green if it's the right club. Can't really tell. From where I am, it's down, it's difficult to see. Didn't splash, so it means it's not in the water, so hopefully that's going to be on the green. So my ball did make it onto the green. I'm not sure if you can see exactly where that is, but I'll be very, very happy with that from where I was. Downwind, fair yardage, 220. Yeah, so I've got myself an eagle putt. Yeah, I need to allow a fair bit here. Although it'd be nice to make the eagle, I'd be very happy with 2 putts here because there's a lot of break and it's pretty quick. It wasn't as quick as I thought, but it's actually pretty much straight into the wind, so I think that probably held it up a little bit and I slightly overread it, but that should be enough for a birdie. I'll definitely take that on that hole. So those were the first 3 holes here at Finca Cortesin. You've got that fantastic par 4, the par 3, and then that beautiful par 5 to finish those 3 holes. So that just gave you a little bit of an insight as to my thought process on the course, why I choose to hit the shots I do, bit of course management, bit of strategy. I'd encourage you to kind of do the same with your game. Obviously your decisions are going to be different to mine, but start to think about your directions off the tee, what clubs you're hitting, working out the yardage, maybe change ball flight to suit the situation. And that's really what we mean when we say play golf. You know, at the drive range you can learn a golf thing, but you actually need to get out there and play golf. So if you think of those first 3 holes, I hit a fade off the first, I hit a draw into the second, I hit a 3 wood off the third, I hit a high shot into the green. I'm hitting different types of ball flights, which potentially I wouldn't do in a practice session. So think about how you practice, make your practice more like it is on the course, and that's definitely going to result in some lower scores. Massive thanks to Finca Cortesin, the course is phenomenal. Thank you for watching, usual stuff is down below, and the clickable subscribe link is over there as well. Thanks for watching.